I began this by meeting with one of my teachers named Tom Moles, and he's a member of the Anderson Midday Lions. And we began, and we were thinking about projects, and there were just so many we wanted to do, and we started thinking, Westside has two community service groups, the Beta Club and the NHS. They're both extremely hard to get into and extremely hard to stay in. The Beta Club and NHS, you have to have a certain GPA. Beta Club, to stay in, you have to have 30 hours a year. And NHS, you have to have 8. Plus, for NHS, you have to sell things, and you have to do stuff that a lot of students don't like doing. And so I knew that there were a lot of organizations, especially during this hard economic times, that needed volunteers and money to keep their businesses going. And there were many students that couldn't get into NHS or the Beta Club that still wanted to become involved in their community, but didn't have opportunities. And then I did a little bit of research on this, and students with higher grades are a lot more likely to volunteer than those with lower grades. And like I said, that's probably because they may not have as many opportunities. Students with an A average, 29% are regular volunteers, 30% don't volunteer at all. And students with C averages or lower, only 9% of those students volunteer, and while 64 don't volunteer at all. The ages that are most likely to volunteer are 16 to 21, and then elders. And 12% of volunteers overall volunteer consistently, and 38% of those who volunteer strictly because they want to. Other reasons people volunteer are because they have class or college, and adults that volunteer are when you graduate high school, you're twice as likely to volunteer as an adult if you were involved during high school. And there's a 25% decline in volunteerism after high school. So our vision was to encourage and increase volunteers through this community service club that was available to all students. And it's called the Leo Club, and it's a junior version of the Anderson Midday Lions. And they sponsored all the students, so the students didn't have to pay to be involved, unlike the NHS, which costs $15, and the Beta Club, which costs $25. So I started out with 6 members, and in July, August, and September, we organized volunteer events that we were going to do throughout the year. And we organized the first meetings and elected officers. I have 4 officers. Right here, I'm the president, Brandon McCann is vice president, secretary Kayley Seawright, and treasurer Amanda Metcalf. And we began to promote our club. We made flyers and posters. We spent $50 of the budget on that. And we created t-shirts. We have 2. This is one of them. The guys have pink writing and the girls have, the guys have blue writing and the girls have pink writing. And at this point, these were the members involved in the club. That's how many we had. That was in September. And we promoted it, and I created a group on Facebook. And the club is now, it has 153 members. So it's grown from 6 members to 153. And these right here are a lot of the events that we've done. For the Anderson Cancer Association, we volunteered at the Girlfriend's Tea. We volunteered at the Lights of Hope, the Camp for Cure, the Tour de la France, and the Dabo Swinging Tennis Tournament. Total, the Leo Club was the only club that volunteered at this event besides people involved in the Cancer Association. And they raised $33,664. And the Leo Club was the only volunteer group that helped with that. And because of the work I've done, I actually was given the honor of being the Anderson Cancer Association Volunteer of the Year. And the Leo Club also did a Haitian lunch buffet at school, and we raised $600 for the Haiti Relief Fund. And we raised 300 bags of canned food and 3,621 cans for Anderson Interfaith Ministries. And because of this work, I was contacted by a member of the Rotary Club, and they want me to open a Rotary Club, a junior Rotary Club called the Interact Club at Westside and at the other high school in our district, Hannah. And so I'm working with a student from Hannah named Allie Hobbs to get this club started up at Hannah as well. And because they used to have one, but it kind of fell through. And through this, I've learned that leaders can't do everything by themselves. It takes a lot of work from a big group of people. And the most important thing is that you need to learn by serving others, and communication is vital. I had to get the word out about meetings and events, and EPL has helped me do this by supporting me.
Sorry.
I know you're fine.
Great job.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It was very thorough.
Does anybody have questions for Kayley? She's finished her presentation and we're doing Q&A.
Okay, you're a student?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Impressive.
I know.
You had a lot going on. Where did you get your statistics from?
I got
as
it.
far as the percent of people volunteering?
I got it from it was a national volunteer organization, and it was out of about 10,000 students that they interviewed. And I have other statistics from the Leo Club. I asked them questions and discovered that out of the Leo Club members, 31% are involved in NHS and 35% are involved in the Beta Club, and 22% of those are involved in both. 43% of the members in the Leo Club are in the top 10% of their class, and 21% are in the top 5%. So the majority of the students.
Tell them you got to plug in for Leo.
So the majority of the students don't make the highest grades, but we haven't had any problems whatsoever, and we've had a great turnout for all of the events that we've done.
I see there's also been a lot of media coverage as
Yes.
well from your organization. So you've had people involved in every last one of these.
Yes, I have the list of all the members that volunteered at each of the events in there, and I have pictures of each event. And the ones that the Leo Club actually organized themselves are the Haitian buffet. We did that. It was all Leo Club, and what it was members got together and cooked Haitian food, and then we served it as a buffet, and we charged $4 for the students who wanted to have a little different lunch, and we raised $600 for the Haitian Relief Fund. And then a lot of the other ones, for example, the Cancer Association organized a lot of it, and we got together and helped them build necessary items that they needed for each of their event, and we were the volunteers for the event.
Some of these projects are already in place, and you guys
Yes, sir.
have out. Any of these projects that you initiated or your club initiated?
The Haitian Lunch Buffet. We adopt a SWAT program. We adopted Michelin Boulevard, and it's up to us to keep it clean, and we meet once a month and clean the road, clean up litter, and we did a clothing drive to raise clothes for students in our district, and we adopted 5 children for Christmas. Those were the things that just the club did. I mean, the rest of them were organized by organizations such as Anderson Entertainment Ministries and the Anderson Cancer Association.
Have you, one thing that I really like is that you seem to really understand the importance of collaboration in the
Yes,
community.
ma'am.
Have you worked with Hanson Greenville, which is the largest volunteer organization in Greenville?
No, ma'am, it's been strictly Anderson.
Oh,
organization.
sorry, you're right, it's just something, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that would be a great partner for you guys. I mean, I'm just thinking that they could benefit from
Yes, ma'am.
actually all their
You're gonna take care of home, aren't you?
Sorry, I live in Greenville, so I'm.
I know, I thought to
trying to put me
expand.
here.
And we're having officer nominations at the April 8th meeting for next year. I'm so sad. I mean, I'm excited for it to continue, but I've had so much fun, and I've met a lot of people at school that I had never met before.
What are you planning on doing as far as a major
I'm-
and about long term?
You mean in college next year? I'm going to Clemson for architecture. So I'll be
I
very
just didn't
busy.
know if you were going to the nonprofit world.
See, I'm trying to bring you to Greenville.
Any other questions for Kayley?
Have you identified anyone that you can pass on the leadership for this project? So that
Yes,
they can
ma'am.
continue?
I'm meeting right now with people that have been nominated as officers for next year, and there's a lot of interested people, and there's 2 people that are both running for president, and either one of them would be great for the job. And I've given all the contact information from the organization to these people, so they're already in contact, and then the officers-elect will run our last meeting, which is May 13th, so that they can transition for next year.
Thank you, Kayley.